Thank you, Boomer.
What
Look
is
at
this?
my boy.
Oh,
that's called
hey,
Boomer
Boom.
Science.
Look at that
That's
throw,
what that's
by the
called,
way.
dude.
Perfect throw right on the money.
of the numbers, of course.
Oh, now, wait a second.
Hang on, I didn't put
You were
this
wearing
on.
black. I thought it was going to be for the funeral.
Yeah, I messed up.
This is not scripted here. We didn't go over this in the meeting. You get a nicer size in jersey. Boomer is the man.
He's the best.
And now, dude, you're wearing.
I messed up. So let's stop stumbling around. I messed up. For some reason, I put on.
You're wearing black and red, baby.
I have one pair of red sweatpants. One. I don't like red, right? For some idiotic reason, I'm wearing them today. I've got black sneakers on. I've got a black
matching.
And then of course Sal comes in with his Falcons jersey, and I'm like, all right, I can't do this. So I had to get a little jet gear on. You can have fun. First of all, you're going to lose this weekend. Let's just get that out of the way. Falcons are going down.
But I didn't even think you're.
I'm back in. I'm back in. I'm back in. Now, there's two ways to look at this. Now, hold on a second. Are the Jets eliminated? Yes or no? Are they eliminated? Yes or no?
Like technically?
Or no. However you want to define eliminated, are they eliminated?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Do the Jets have at least a puncher's chance to beat your Falcons this weekend?
Sure.
Okay, there you go. So they're not eliminated.
I mean, that great defense
keeps them in games.
Oh, yeah.
They're not eliminated. They've got a winnable game coming up. And, by the way, they've got a winnable game coming up after that. I'm taking the Chiefs. You can laugh all you want. It's not over.
Dude.
What?
See, this is
It's not over.
This is exactly why the Jets and Aaron Rodgers are doing what they're doing. Because of exactly what just happened with you. You were dismissing this team, saying it's over, it's done the last couple weeks. Now, all of a sudden, and I legit was shocked to hear you say you think the Jets are back, they're going to win this week, and are hopeful to see Aaron Rodgers. It's a diversion. It's a smokescreen. While I love and respect Aaron Rodgers and give him credit for trying to come back and do all this, it's not happening. It's all a ruse. And the fact that Rodgers is front and center is taking away from the reality of the Jets suck. They don't have a quarterback. They're the only team that went from the worst quarterback to an even worse quarterback in Tim Boyle. And yet now you are given false hope with the idea that this guy is going to do something that's never been done before and come back, maybe even for the Miami game. If the Jets, in fact, win the next two against Atlanta or Houston, which is not going to happen, and you are sucked right back in.
I'm sure people laughed about the first notion that was floated by the government. We're going to the moon. People left? Yeah. Going to the moon.
Right.
What are you going to do with the moon? First time somebody cracked the 4-minute mile. I mean, there's always a first time for something.
Yeah, but at least that's realistic going to the moon. The Jets getting into the postseason this year there's no chance.
I got to defend Aaron Rodgers. I'm getting a little tired of the way Aaron's being positioned lately.
Well, nobody's knocking Aaron.
No, but the way, they are. His return is being hijacked, and the motivation behind his return is absolutely being, I think, unfairly positioned. Egotistical, all about him, narcissistic. I don't understand why it's so hard. Well, I do. But, in 2023, sadly, to just look at a guy and say he loves football. And he's trying to do something that nobody's done. And he's pushing himself to the physical boundaries and limits that more so than any other athlete's done. He's got no real motivation to do it. He's got more money than my family, your family, Hop's family, and Zoo's family.
He loves the game.
Everybody put together, all right, and that includes our future earnings. This guy could be chilling at his mansion with 3 models doing Lord knows what.
He might still be.
Maybe 4 models. Right. And he's not. He's not in California. He's on the Jets practice field.
Oh, he's on
the Jets practice field because he's trying to reset the course of this franchise. And you could call me delusional. You can call me overly optimistic. I'll take it. That's fine. And listen, the Jets might lose this weekend, though, of course, I'm going to give them a chance. But are they going to win
or not? You're saying they're going to win now already 3 minutes in. You're saying they could lose this weekend. Which one is
it?
I
think the bigger issue, they got a chance. I think it's a 4-quarter game. The bigger story to me is Rodgers. It's just fundamentally, patently offensive to not on some level respect this man's grind to get back. And there's too many people out there who aren't doing it. I mean,
he's not coming back.
Says who?
Says who? Reality. He's not close. You're getting sucked in.
Defined by whom?
He even said
reality.
No. The reality. He said it himself. Again, I want to be clear. I love Aaron
I
Rodgers.
know. You say that every time. I got you. I know you do. I know you
want to
do.
see him back. I respect the hell out of what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
All athletes should be as dedicated as Aaron Rodgers is.
Okay.
However, just because he wants to come back doesn't mean it's going to happen. I want a lot of different things. You know what? It's not realistic for some of those things to happen. Aaron Rodgers wants it more than anything. He's trying to make it happen. Sometimes it's out of your control. It is not realistic to think he is coming back. He will never set foot on the field this year for the New York Jets. Not to mention that they're going to lose, so it's going to be irrelevant anyway.
See, but that's the easy out for you because they do need to keep winning for him to eventually come back. I understand. So,
but is that my rules or his?
Well, that's the parameters that he's defined.
That he defined.
Yeah, no, I understand
so
that.
So there's a lot at play here. The Jets are 4-7.
No, I get that, but I also think I think that he's stretching the boundaries of being like viable and still being alive. Like you're looking at it, and you're probably not wrong. Like, dude, let's face it. There's 6 teams vying for one spot. The Jets are going to rip off 4 or 5 wins in a row.
Forget the playoffs.
I understand that. So for us to sit here and say, why would he come back? Will he come back? Should he come back? That's different than what I honestly believe Rodgers is doing. Right now, he is in the earlier stages of authoring, or at least attempting to author, one of the most improbable historic physical comebacks in the history of sports. And I don't think he's going to stop. I actually believe even if this is counter to what most people think, even if the Jets are eliminated, I think this guy's still going to will himself out there and still try to play to save Hackett's job, to set the course of the future a little more optimistically, to get Lazard involved, to get some of these young. I just think this guy wants to play. And I don't know how you don't respect it. I don't mean you, because I know you do.
I know.
A lot of people just don't respect it. It's baffling to me.
Did you want to
People pull hamstrings jogging at the gym on these treadmills. They're out for 7 weeks. They can't walk. This guy had the longest tendon in the body stretched and snapped in half, and he had a little boot medically, surgically implanted in the back of his heel, and he's out there trying to push himself back. And people don't respect this?
It's respectable. It's not believable. Did you want to be a big league player, baseball player when you were a kid?
I did.
And what happened?
Well, I got a lot further than most is what happened.
But you wanted to as badly as anybody. And
Yes.
they're very good, right? But ultimately it didn't happen.
Not even close to being good enough.
But for reasons maybe that are out of your control. Aaron Rodgers wants to come back. Sometimes there's nothing you could do about it.
I do agree. Now, that's an interesting point. Listen, if you're 5'9" and you want to be Shaq,
well, whatever.
Ain't gonna happen.
That's just one example.
Well, but there are physical limitations. You're right that apply to me. That apply to all the guys at the station outside of Boomer and Tiki.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Outside of Boomer and Tiki, we just had physical. I wasn't fast enough. You maybe
whatever
weren't.
It may be. I wasn't good enough.
C-Mac, who was a good high school ball player, maybe he just wasn't. He couldn't hit a Division I fastball. They were all physical boundaries, but Aaron Rodgers pushing the boundaries of medicine are different than me not being able to run a 6.6 60.
All right. Well, how about this?
It's different. I physically couldn't do it.
I want to marry Halle Berry. It can't happen.
Did you take a shot with Halle Berry?
I had no chance. As much as I want to. And by the way, she's just won, throwing a couple others. I mean, give me
it's a long list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I understand. We all have the list.
Yeah,
I get Jennifer Aniston. I got you.
Yeah. I want to do a lot of things.
Yes.
I try to do as much as possible. Some you succeed, some you don't.
True.
I give him credit for we talked about this weeks ago, not putting a ceiling. Maybe it was even last week, not putting a ceiling on anything. So I'm not putting a ceiling on what anybody can do. I give him credit for trying, all that stuff. This is a distraction from the reality of the New York Jets not being a good football team. The reality is Aaron Rodgers isn't playing Sunday.
That's true. That is the reality here. I think you were going to say for the season. Gotcha.
No,
you're right.
He's not playing Sunday.
No.
And Tim Boyle is. And the reality is that Tim, you'd be hard pressed to find a worse quarterback in the NFL than Tim Boyle. The other reality is that even Aaron Rodgers, not putting limitations on anything, said he's only coming back if the Jets games are relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And if they lose Sunday, they're not relevant anymore. This is it for Aaron Rodgers.
It's the final stand.
It's not happening. That's what I'm saying. It's all a distraction.
But I think they're going to win.
It worked because the guy you sucked back in.
No. It's not about being sucked in. It's about being open. See, it's really not about being sucked back. Like, I'm not coming in with pom-pom. Listen.
You're wearing the Jets jersey. What do you mean?
Well,
First thing
Only because you're wearing the Falcons jersey.
Well,
Otherwise, I wouldn't be wearing it.
Well, but I came in with.
You were prepared.
I mean, come on.
You were prepared for the team that, admittedly, you no longer root for as much as you once did. So I had to make sure I got Boomer's jersey for a team that I still care about, unlike you.
This is the Black Friday. I'm in black. You're in black.
No, I'm in green, buddy. I'm in white and green, dude. I'm not black.
No,
I was.
Yeah, you covered it up.
It's called The Awakening.
Funeral. Another
Lazarus.
one coming for the Jets on Sunday. And not only that, Aaron Rodgers as well, because this will be the end. If they lose this game, it's over for Aaron Rodgers.
I got you. But it's not about being sucked back in as much, and I can see why people would say, oh, how you doing
But
this?
don't you think it's a distraction from the reality?
A distraction to what? The reality is, no matter what we say, no matter what he does, no matter what he says with McAfee, the Jets are playing a game this Sunday, and if they win, they are still alive. That is the ultimate reality. That's indisputable.
But they're putting him out there front and center.
He's putting himself.
It's a diversion.
No.
It's taking away from the reality of I'm not saying he's doing it on purpose, but that's what it is. You're choosing to ignore the reality that this team is scoring. By the way, they might not even be good enough with Aaron Rodgers.
I buried this team, so I have not ignored the reality. It's the most disappointing season of my lifetime. That is the reality. Aaron Rodgers has not been a part of it. It's been the hard-hurting reality.
Gun to your head.
They're not eliminated yet,
right?
And he's trying to come back. And I'm going to accept that.
And do you think either of those two are actually going to happen? Like, are the Jets going to win?
I do think they're going to win this weekend.
And then do you think we will see Rodgers under center this year?
I think they're going to win. I'm going to put it this way. There's too many variables, and I hate to be evasive and straddle the fence. So I do think they'll win Sunday.
Okay.
Nothing nebulous about that. I believe the Jets will win. The other stuff, all I know is it gets him another week on the practice field, and it kicks this can down the road. He's got 19 or 20 days at this point to try to make it happen. And until the 20 days expire, I'm going to leave the window slightly ajar. What's wrong with that?
Because you also do realize that he himself said he's not close to being ready yet.
All right, fine. He also said if he gets hurt, that's fine. He'll be ready. He did say if I re-injure it, I'll be ready for week one. He's apparently willing to take the chance.
I respect the hell out of him. I wish every athlete in every sport had his passion and his determination. It's just not realistic. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Johnny K is first up in the Bronx. What's up, Johnny K?
Yeah, BT, do you know your record picking the Jets over the last 2 years is about as bad as it gets? I told you about Buffalo. I told you about Miami. Their offensive line.
I picked Miami. Rodgers, Johnny, I picked Miami, dude. I picked Miami.
I know, but every week you come up with this Jets story like they're going to do this. Last year was the division. This year was the division. This year's the playoffs. They're just not that good. Even with Rodgers behind, with that offensive line, with the overrated defense. You called them the best defense in football by far about a month ago. And that is bad. Pittsburgh, without a doubt, better than them. The Niners, the Cowboys. Come on.
Cowboys defense was airtight last night. Bad example. And I think Dallas is a good team. But come on.
That's one game.
Okay.
They can rush the passer.
All right.
And they could play. And they trounced Jews. So what do you got? Come on. It's just that the Jets aren't that good.
I'm not saying. No, Johnny, I got you. Thanks for the call. I'm not saying the Jets are good. They sucked so far this year. Are they still alive? Did they pull the respirator, the cord, out of the wall yet?
Man, I love it.
Did they do it? Did they do it?
Ooh, I can't wait to toe tag him Sunday officially. How many times are the Jets going to die this year?
I mean, listen, unkillable. That's as many as it takes, and we come back to life. Now, if they lose, all right, Monday, I'm sure Monday's going to be different. To say that they can't win this game, but to say that if they do win this game, or when they win this game, that the season at the very least doesn't extend another week, that's factually wrong. It does.
If you read between the lines, though, with the Rodgers stuff, I think big picture, it makes you feel like, Rodgers could return and come back. The reality is just read what they're saying and listen to what he's saying. Mm-hmm. He wants to.
Yep.
He hopes he can.
Yep.
It's not happening.
But says who?
Reality.
No, your reality.
No, the reality.
I'm going to trust Aaron. Listen, I love you. No. I'm going to trust Aaron's reality more than yours.
Okay,
and more than mine for the record.
I'm trusting his reality too.
Okay.
Read exactly what he says. He still doesn't know. He's got to be able to protect himself. He's nowhere close to being ready yet.
I agree with that.
The clock is ticking. And also said he's going to come back if the Jets games are meaningful.
No, understood. But that's why I just said about 2 minutes ago, all this does is it kicks it down the road. It extends the window of opportunity. for him to possibly return.
Phil is calling from Westchester. What's up, Phil?
Hello, Phil.
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Phil?
Back on the Aaron Rodgers smoke and mirrors show. Coming from somebody who ruptured their Achilles and was told it was shredded and was notched and put together in two different places.
Mm-hmm.
We've never found out if he actually shredded it, ruptured it, or a slight tear.
True.
We were never given a full diagnosis. There's a big
True.
difference in a tear and a shred.
Trust me, I know. I had it.
Well,
I agree with you, Phil.
And that's another thing, Phil, and thank you for the call.
I agree.
You know, you said it first.
I said it earlier.
At least from where I heard. I didn't see anybody else say it. Where you said what? That it might not.
I'm not sure that it was fully ruptured then, and I'm still not sure that it was fully ruptured.
And
I know he kind of addressed that with McAfee the other day.
I think he was talking to you directly. Did you hear what he said?
I
Anybody
heard,
who thinks that? GFY.
A little acronym time. Just say it like a big boy. You're on YouTube. You can curse, Aaron. You can curse. So trust me, if we can curse here, we'd curse all the time. No,
we
listen,
do during the breaks.
Whatever it takes. You know, one thing, and we could relate to this on some level professionally, but when you're Tom Brady, when you're Aaron Rodgers, when you're Peyton Manning, Kobe at the end coming back from the Achilles, Jeter coming back in the end from his ankle injury, that's just next level engagement. And I don't put limits on those people. And part of the reason why they're able to scale these boundaries that most mere mortals cannot is because they are able to tap into a resource that motivates them, and that is naysayers. So if Aaron Rodgers was talking to me with McAfee, fantastic. I respect it.
Right.
Good.
I love it too, but there does become limits. Like, you can't do this. You can't do. I've been told my whole life. Oh, do you know how hard that's going to be to get a 20 years ago before I even was an intern?
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, you know how hard that's going to be. Oh, good luck with that from people in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And if I listened to them, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
I agree with that.
But there are other things that I want that.
But those are pure physical limitations. You want to be
whatever.
Shaq? You're not. You're 5'9".
It's not.
I want to jump to the moon.
No,
I
it's
can't.
not just that. There are certain things that.
Like what though? Because I need to know. Is it a physical limitation or is it a perceptual limitation?
His is a physical limitation.
Well, yes, but
which
you're not
even worse because there is a defined.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
To that,
except that you're not incorporating the advanced modern medicine.
No,
you're just not.
Oh God,
we've had this discussion a million ways sideways.
If it weren't for the advanced modern medicine,
it's
he
a new
wouldn't even
procedure.
be on the field.
Well, true.
Yeah.
Unless he didn't fully rupture it.
He's already ahead of everybody else.
Unless he didn't fully rupture it.
I'm not calling. I don't want to get cursed out by Rodgers. Brandon Tierney, Salicata on the fan. We'll continue with your calls. Special perfect parlay pick segment coming up at 12:40.
My favorite segment.
BT is in the lead. Finally cashing a parlay. One of us hit it. Hoff hit the Turkey Day teaser. So some good standings there. But I have to win this week to get back into it. And not only that, I'm going to put something significant on the line for one of my picks that I really feel strongly about this week.
Okay.
If one of the picks, I'm going to go with 3-teamer. I'm going to give it to you now.
You never tell us
No,
early.
I know.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I already got it. I locked and loaded yesterday.
I've
I
also
feel
heard
really
this for
strongly
7 weeks
about
in a row.
one.
We're going to get it right. But go ahead.
If I don't hit one of the picks, not the perfect parlay, but one of the picks specifically that I love, retirement will be on the line. It is the first,
what is this, the loser league town match like 1988?
The first ever retirement pick coming up a little bit later on. Your calls on the other side, BT and Sal on the fan.